Hey, it's Alex from Android Central, and this is the Google Pixel Slate. It's Google's first own-branded tablet in 3 years, and it's running a new tablet-friendly version of Chrome OS, designed to fill the gap left by the now-defunct tablet version of Android. So first, the basic size and shape. It's a 12.3-inch tablet with a 3:2 aspect ratio and reasonably svelte bezels that still leave enough room for grip at the sides. The display is a gorgeous super sharp LCD panel at 3000 by 2000 resolution, rivaling the display of the Pixelbook. And because this device is for play as well as work, you get a pretty powerful set of front-facing speakers as well. Those two key specs should make it an ideal YouTube or Netflix machine. Even with all that audio-visual goodness packed in, the Slate weighs a mere 1.6 pounds with a thickness of just 7mm. It's just as easy to one-hand this thing as it is an iPad Pro, though obviously any judgment on battery life is going to have to wait until our full review. Around the back you'll find some simple Google branding, again not unlike the Pixelbook, only now with an 8-megapixel rear camera lurking around the back for when, for whatever reason, a tablet seems like the best way to take a photo. At least the front-facing camera makes a bit more sense on the Slate, with larger pixels for enhanced low-light performance and a wide-angle lens for fitting multiple people in the shot, all important features for video calls. This is a Chrome OS tablet, but it isn't like any Chrome OS you might be familiar with on earlier hardware. There's a new launcher designed to be more touch-friendly, but really that's just a new front end for the solid desktop OS that Google's been building up for years at this point. Make no mistake, this is still Chrome OS under the hood, but the inclusion of Android app support and a more touch-friendly desktop makes it feel more at home with touch as the primary interaction method. The Chrome browser, window manager, and split-screen support work just as well as they do on a Pixelbook, only now the launcher is a bit more Android-like with a predictive app section up top similar to what you see on a Pixel phone. Google's new tablet UI also brings Android holdovers like the back and home keys, and a more Android-like interpretation of the quick settings area and favorites tray. The software we used today in London was very early and honestly quite slow and janky to use. It's hard to get a feel for everyday use here, and the Google reps at today's launch event told us that these devices were running very early and incomplete firmware, and we'd certainly expect performance and scrolling to be less buggy in the retail product. But still, it remains to be seen whether Chrome OS's Android app support and the new tablet UI is anywhere near good enough to make this a competitive convertible. Speaking of which, this isn't just a tablet, there's also a keyboard folio and support for the Pixelbook pen, which incidentally now comes in a matching midnight blue colour. And you get all the drawing and Google Assistant features that were already possible with the pen on the Pixelbook. Point the pen at stuff on the screen and Google will give you more information through Assistant. Prices for the Pixel Slate start at $599 in the US and specs vary wildly depending on what you want to spend. The Pixel Slate starts with a basic Intel Celeron CPU with 4GB of RAM and 32GB of storage and can be configured all the way up to a Core i7 with 16GB plus 256. So in conclusion, it's very early days for the Pixel Slate. This is the first serious push for Google into the tablet space for Chrome OS, and really how much of a challenge it can pose to iOS and Windows is going to depend on the polish and performance of this thing when it goes on sale, because right now both are pretty rough. The fundamentals like the build quality, audio and display are solid, but we'll just have to wait and see how the software shapes up. If Google can iron out the kinks, this could be a great little tablet, but until then we'll just have to wait and see. That's it for now, stay tuned and subscribe for more on Google's new Pixel devices. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.